Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jaylee. This is JayLeesCorner. First of all, I thought I was doing this as just a recorded video until I seen it was on a live. So we have a live. Okay, my plan was to record this and premiere in the morning. However, honey, I forgot to put private and not leave it at public. So again, y'all have me again for a second live of the day. And hey, this is our review for Put a Ring on It, the reunion. This is for season 3. And I think, my caption says it all. No one should have put a ring on it for one. And this whole season needs a bath, it needs Jesus, it's a prayer, some vodka. I feel like this season was horrible, okay? And that was the main reason why I wanted to pre-record, because if I be cussing and fussing, I can be sure, you know what I'm saying, that it'll get approved. So I'm gonna try my best not to cuss and fuss too much, okay? To not get flagged or whatever. But thank y'all for those who are tuning in, because again, I usually try to at least announce I'm gonna be live like at least 10 to 15 minutes early. But yeah, did not know it. Did not know it. But hey. Yes, a bath, okay? Because I feel dirty watching this damn show today. But hey, look, not only are you right on time, it's surprise. Well, thank God I got a shirt on, you know what I'm saying? Because, thank God, okay? Well, I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? At least I, was on here with the camera open and all that stuff and on full, okay? Hello, Lily. Glad to be back. You're great. Oh, well, thank you. Okay. Doing a great job. Like, you just listen a little loud. It's okay. Hey everyone. Hey, Julie. I hope you were extra lazy and glad to have you back for more convo. I'm trying to get it done. And after this, I have to watch Love and Marriages, those 2 shows, and then I also have to do P Valley, because it comes on at midnight. It's gonna be a long night for me. Okay. Oh, hey, Felicia Marie. Okay, first time in the chat. Welcome to the chat. The chat is a fun place, okay? It's always a fun place around here. Like, the corner is a good place to be and stuff, okay? But not a bath. A bath. Okay? All up and through. Yeah, I'm just saying, hey. You're on the road. Look, weekends are going to be the time where I am live the most. As y'all already know, I'm going back to work on Monday. So y'all will be getting more live on the weekend for me and some pre-recorded stuff during the week. A couple lives here and there, but we shall see. We shall see. Okay. But again, I was trying to do a pre-recorded and my dumb ass did not push private. Okay. But let's get into the review of Put a Ring on It. And this is season 3. I've watched the first 2 seasons and I was, entertained the past 2 seasons. And this season to me is honestly the worst season for different reasons for each couple and also for Dr. Nicole. A part of me feel like it's less authentic. A part of me feel like people is on fugaziness and BS and don't think we can see it. A part of me feel like Dr. Nicole ignored Shorty all season and then didn't give a reason. A part of me feel like more folks wanted to blame Shorty even at the reunion after seeing all the stuff play out. Still went at Shorty, not Kenneth. And I'm all for trying to hold them both accountable for the part they played, but they still was harder on Shorty, which is confusing because OWN is like a women's network. Dr. Nicole is a whole woman. Egypt is a whole. I'm like, I don't get how y'all making the seem as if like Shorty was the main issue. Was she a issue in a 2-person relationship? Yes, she was one of the people who had her flaws as well, but Kenneth was unhinged at every part of this season. And I'm confused on how anyone got to the end thinking, oh yes, let's put a ring on it. Yes, let's do that. It's like, no, don't do that. Okay, now while I am here, hey, okay, I won't be on camera because I don't feel like it. But again, please make sure to subscribe to my channel to become whole JayBird, okay, and okay. Do not forget to follow me on social media at JayLeesCorner on IG and on Twitter. Y'all know, subscribe, share, like, comment in the comment section, because now this is a live and not a pre-recorded video. Okay, y'all know this is a conversation. You know what I'm saying? It is so. Man, look, I just cannot believe. I'm like, why I see people pop? I'm like, oh shit, they didn't make it private. Damn it, girl. Okay, so here I am performing. Okay, performing. Just the title of the got me hollering. Look, I was like, I just can't deal with the foolishness they tried to push down my throat as fact. Okay, Dr. Nicole just wanted me too. Horrible. This was a horrible season. Charlie pissed me off. She will learn when it's way too late. And this is the gotcha. I am fully aware that for some reason Charlie does not want to leave Otis. I'm fully aware of that. And if she like it, I love it. But the way she acted, like I knew. Let me stop, because I'm gonna go off too early. I won't do that. I want to stay on task. I want to stay on task. Got my notes. Dr. Nicole got the ball. She got the ball, the square, the circle, the baseball bat, everything, the football bat, everything. That's a good football bat. She dropped everything, and I don't know why. And I feel like to not even address the whole elephant in the room of Shorty feeling like no one really helped her wasn't I was like, what is we doing? Okay, right. I know Shorty did an interview with, her name was Crystal or something. Yesterday, she had went live, and I thought her live would have been her addressing the reunion, but she popped off the live because the pre-recorded interview she did was airing. But I have not watched it yet, but I will watch it eventually. Okay. How was the fashion? Yeah, we're gonna do that in 1 second. Okay. Hey, I tried to do a private one to premiere it and went live instead. Did not even know. So hey, I felt like Nicole had an underlying issue with Shorty. It was something. I'm gonna say that. Let's get into what we came here to get into, which is liking the video. That's what it is as well. Let's get into some. Let me pull up my little video now, because I done told y'all I'm not gonna be on camera. Mainly because I thought it was gonna be a premiere, but it wasn't. So the looks they all had, first, the whole stage, looks dark, like a cigar lounge. And I'm like, okay, I guess that's what y'all want to go for. It's fine. But whatever. Now, as far as the individual people around here, okay, we have Egypt and Dr. Nicole, who I felt like, was like, oh, we sorority sisters, and we're at a sorority reunion, because we were sorority sisters starting 30 years ago, and now it's us 40 years later, and now we sitting around here, dressed for brunch. They both look fine, but also, why everybody so covered up? Why is all the drapery? It was cute, but whatever. And I felt like Dr. Nicole's face for me was like, that's how she should feel. Like she looked like, oh, did I fuck up? I think I may have messed up. I think so. I don't know. I think you did. And your face tells it all. I am very, very, I usually love Dr. Nicole's advice and help and emphasis on, helping each couple figure out what works best for them. And this season, she did nothing. Nothing. You failed this season, Dr. Nicole. And I know it's not her job to force folks to be together, to force folks to break up, or anything. However, your point is supposed to be to help them in some kind of way. Okay, but you didn't, in my opinion, when it goes to Shorty and Kenneth. And it made me mad. Okay, it made me upset. Now let's get to the other people outfits. Okay, one side of the couch we have Kenneth, we have Otis, and we have Charlene. And I feel like this was the delusional side of the couch. Okay, a bit of the delusional side of the couch. Kenneth looked like he was on his way to Easter service, got hot because he was drinking and had to unbutton his shirt. I was confused. I don't know where he thought he was going. I don't know why he had the wrinkled, ruffled up shirt under the button up. I don't know why he did not button up his shirt. It's like once you got there and seeing how everyone else was dressed, sir, was you not prepared? I was confused. And I see they put you on the delusional couch for a reason, because Kenneth is delusional. So much so, he came to the reunion mismatched dressed for Easter service at a reunion. I'm confused. I feel like either the button-up shirt wasn't his or the undercover shirt wasn't his. I don't know. And then the blue shirt that he wearing under the button-up don't match his shoes or his pants. Sir, what were you dressing for? I'm confused. What grown man comes to a reunion dressed mismatched? Not the shoes don't match the pants don't match the undershirt don't match nothing. The top, the button up top look the best, except it ain't buttoned up. It's all loosey goosey. Like, was it not your shirt? I feel like it wasn't your shirt. It may just be me. I don't know. Okay. And then we have Purple Plum as Otis. Otis, to me, look, Charlana and Otis, if they wanted to convince us that they are happy and in love and they have no issues and they've worked out everything or whatever, fine. But y'all come here dressed for Sunday service in y'all best lilac, combination. Okay, her flowery dress or her belly bump. Okay, she came to the reunion 6 months pregnant. Okay, she came 6 months pregnant, and now they walk around here in fucking Easter bunny colors, trying to convince us they together. Not they together, but that they're oh so happy. And again, if they are happy and in love and they're working things out and he ain't beating her, he ain't abusive, cool. That's fine. Do you? Okay. Now, I will also say, the fashion wise, they both look great. Otis looks amazing. You know what I'm saying? I don't like how his pants is up a little bit too high. I can see them damn socks. However, his suit fits. It matches Charlana's look as well. Her dress was amazingly beautiful. She looked gorgeous as a woman, pregnant and all. They look great. They both dress up and look amazing. But a lot of folks do. A lot of people who have done horrible things look great. Just saying. A lot of delusional people look amazing. And something about the way Charlana and Otis handled this reunion as a united front, but front for bullshit, angered me. Because you can't have us watch a full season of shit and then not. Let me stop. This is about the fashion, okay? I think both Charlana and Otis look fine. I didn't say it. Sherry or Cherie said it. Because I don't know if it's pronounced Sherry or Cherie. It can be either way. Sherry or Cherie said it, not me. I didn't say shit. I did not say nothing. Okay? I want y'all to know that. Now, what's up on the screen that somebody else said, maybe, a thought that other people had. I'm not saying it's true. I'm not saying it's fact at all. Not doing that. But I just want y'all to see what Sherry or Cherie said, and y'all can put y'all comments where in the comment section. Okay, I just can't do it. Okay, let's move to the other side of the couch. And the other side of the couch, to me, okay, is the unbothered side. Meaning we knew what it was, we knew why we came here, and that's what it is. Okay, now look, we have Shay, Alfonso, and we also have Shorty. I feel like Shay's dress has too much fabric. I feel like I get what you were going for. That's something amazing that that's That's something you wear to your bridal party, your wedding shit. I felt like for this reunion, it was so much fabric, you couldn't even see the dress. You know what I'm saying? It was too much bustle. It was too much ruffle. So you can't really see. And I always say, if you're gonna wear a dress on the stage, it has to show off what you want it to show off. What this show was, is you hiding something? Is it a body up under there? Did you lose your feet? Yeah, the dress is too big. It's a lot. And while the dress probably standing up was amazing, um, right, she wore a standing dress to a sit down function. And I always tell y'all when I'm doing little fast reviews, I always say the outfit you wear has to look amazing for what you're doing. You're not coming here to stand around and take photos in your dress. You're not. No one is really going to care about the ID photos of what your dress looked like when you was walking down the hallway in a long ass train and too much shit. No one gonna see that. However, if you had a lot less ruffle and buffle at the bottom, and it just wasn't so much, it would have been amazing. But you did too much for it not to be enough to see what it was. We don't really know what your dress looked like in real life. You cannot wear stand-up clothes to a sit-down taping at all. Again, the dress was beautiful. Well, technically, I don't know. Because I didn't really see it. All I see a whole bunch of fabric, tulle and ruffle. It looked like a rose, but you can't really see none of it. Took all the roses out the garden, made that dress, all of them, bees all around. So her hair was, her hair. She always had the right wigs. Her makeup was all, face was painted. Even though I feel like Shay looks amazingly beautiful with no makeup on, I sometimes do wish she wore less makeup because she's so gorgeous. Even her plain face. You know what I'm saying? She's a gorgeous woman. Alfonso look like Alfonso, bald head, sweating and all, beard and all. You know what I'm saying? Rick Ross looking all. He looked like Fonzo. Okay, his jacket is just shiny. I did not like Shorty's hair. I mostly didn't like it because the camera kept cutting it off because it was tall ponytail. So not that I didn't like it as if it looked bad, but I felt like the camera didn't do it justice. But that's fine. But her dress looked great sitting down. It wasn't too much fabric. The color was gorgeous. You know what I'm saying? But I do wish she would have done a different hairstyle for some reason. And I was like, okay. But again, that's what it was. Okay. That's best dress for sure goes to Charlena. To me, she had the best outfit sitting down. It looked great when she stood up, showing her belly bump and all of that. For me, that's what it is. But let's move on to the people around here. Okay. They first were chit and chatting about I didn't move fast. I didn't move too fast. Let's leave it here. So they're first speaking about Dr. Nicole, who helped all of them, okay? And how, we had this and we had that, everyone helped. And they were showing the flashbacks of the season. And I felt like, wait a minute, y'all showing flashbacks, but why didn't y'all show no flashback of any kind of conversation or any kind of help that she had with Shorty and Kenneth? They only showed helping scenes with Dr. Nicole talking to and advising, to my knowledge, Shay, Alfonso, Otis, and Shay. I'm sorry, Shay, Alfonso, Otis, and Charlena. And when I'm like, wait, they ain't got no clip of, there's no clip of Shorty and Kenneth? That's weird. And when they then asked Shorty and Kenneth, what did y'all learn this season? What did y'all learn? And Shorty brought up how, I felt like being here, I came on the show leaning towards not being with Kenneth. Like, that's just what it was, okay? But I realized being here that if I stayed in a relationship that I knew was toxic, that it has made me toxic. And it made me act a certain way, which is true. Kenneth just said he learned his self-worth. It angered me how much they allowed Kenneth to sit there and bullshit his way through the whole thing. It pissed me off, okay? Now, they got on Shay and Alfonso. And they also brought up their dates, what was that girl name? Tanisha and Nazar. So we know Tanisha was the only girl that he went on more than one date with, and Nazar was the guy that she went on more than one date with. The girl who was also at the fights couldn't make it. Okay. And I would have been like, because I want to come and beat that bitch ass. Anyway. So they talk about how after filming happened, they broke up. Oh, why they break up? Oh, why? Because Fonzo told Shay the truth, which she already knew, he just admitted to it, that he had been cheating. Now, while he said, oh, like in the past, when we was first dating, I told her about, no, you told her you have been cheating probably the whole time. Because my thing is, I felt like Shorty knew that. So when she said, when he told me the truth, because he wanted to come with a clean slate, and he told me everything, it was too much for me to handle, so I left him. But you came back. That was weird for me. And she said she came back because he put in action to get her back. So that was my thing. If what he did was in the past and not current, you should have you wouldn't have left because it wasn't as if he had shown you anything different. You left because he told you he was currently, or at least recently, cheating on you, and that's what it was. And again, I'm happy she left. You know what I'm saying, because of what it was. But again, as she said, she came back because again, we know in between the ending of filming until now is roughly about 4 months. And so she said she left for a couple months. She probably left for like 2 months because now they back together, happy and in love. Want to plan a wedding for October and whatnot. Okay, a big old lavish ass, expensive ass wedding with clowns and roller skates and all kind of weird shit that we don't know about. Okay, but I'm like, you can't fool me, and I hate that this season and this reunion seem like folks trying to fool us as if we not, smart, as if we stupid, and I'm not dumb. I may not be able to spell refrigerator all the time right. I may always misspell refrigerator, but I am still sparse. Okay, I just hate spelling some words sometimes. But you can't tell me, things weren't that well. I left him for a few months because he told me what we were doing, and then still I was cheap. I told her about that, in the beginning. No, she left because you told her what recently happened, and you don't want her to look or feel more dumb for coming back to you based on what you were doing while probably right before y'all came on the show. And that's what it is. But say that, live in that, and move on. Because again, if you're gonna accept that man for his transgressions in the past, then accept the shit and move on. But don't be trying to make it seem as if it was old shit. It was new shit. Okay, and they back together now, they good. And he's, I need therapy. I'm saying black people need to talk to people, to help and blah, 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 blah. Okay, I agree. We do need to talk to people to get out shit. But I don't need to talk to someone to know if I want to be in a committed relationship. I can't be out here cheating. You know? Right. When Egypt ass was there definitely, he said, of course. Of course. Who the fuck says of course? Who says that? Someone who was currently cheating and knew what it was. Shay is in love with the lifestyle. She left when the mama did an interview on what was really going on. When did she? Someone send me the link of whenever the baby mama did the interview because I want to see it and discuss it. Because I didn't know that. So whoever has that, send it on over. Okay, send it on over. It's funny they say she never said wedding, she said celebration. That was weird to me. They just different. Who knows? At this point, it's like, it is what it is. But, when Azar and Tisha came out, who they dates or whatever, Azar brought up for him, he had a second date with her or whatever. But on that first date, like, I was just trying my best, the best, to not have anyone get hurt physically. Because, again, Shay was out of control. Completely out of control. And then she, in my opinion, as an adult, trying to apologize for her actions, did say, like, you know what? I want to say I'm sorry for my actions that day at the dinner. We all signed up to come on the show. to do this process. We all knew what it was, but no one signed up for my reactions. I'm sorry for that. I can respect the fact that she gave a sincere adult apology for her own actions. She did not, blame anyone else. She did not try to push it off on Alfonso or old girl. She realized, no, my actions were wrong. I should not have done that. Point blank. Period. Okay. That's that. Now Tanisha, who gives off very much so sexual energy, brought up how for her, because they was like, did Shay giving you rules make you feel like, that stopped you and Alfonso from having a connection? And she was like, well, for me, no. You know what I'm saying? However, I wasn't, intimidated by her. And her doing that just showed me it made him stop doing stuff because he's scared of her. He's scared to lose her. And for that reason, he wasn't doing stuff. And I was like, that's smart. Because that means he still want to do stuff. But he know on this show he can't do stuff because she'll find out and then she'll leave. So it was also her admitting that man liked me. I know he liked me. And that's what it is. But also she brought up how, she just, she didn't care. At the end of the day, she's like, I'm still a woman. She's like, I'm still another woman outside of their relationship. And there are many, not just you. There are others. But we also find out that while in the green room waiting around for the scenes to be filmed for the reunion, Azar and Tanisha started chatting, and now they going on a date. And I always say on these shows, it's always cool if, two people who came on here who were single end up getting together. He did make it clear that him and a girl who were at the fight date, they did not go out at all. They ate the food and left. But him and Tanisha are going out. And I'm like, oh, okay. So they going to, so who knows? So let's see, maybe a week or so, maybe she be knocked up too. I don't know. With Shay and Alfonso to wrap up their storyline, Shay was never really going to leave him. Shay only leaves Alfonso to make Alfonso do things to make her come back. I don't feel like she ever is leaving to be gone. I feel like she's leaving to get a reaction. The same way she acts up and fights to get a reaction. She's now learned, I don't have to fight for reaction. I can just leave him. He'll react to that. But I'm like, it's still you're doing shit just to make him do something else. You're not leaving him to move on from it and be better without him. But again, if she loved that man and he loved her, that's on them. Peace be on to them. Okay, peace be on to them. Let's move on to Otis and Charlena. And there are two people was there as well. Otis and Charlena, to me, are two goofies. And what I mean by that is they're delusional. But they're in love, which to me is a goofy. I really believe that Charlena loves Otis. I think Otis loves Charlena. Now, is it a healthy love 100% of the time? No. Do they both have their flaws? Absolutely. Are they ignoring those flaws? Yes. Yes, they are. Because they want to be together. And if two crazy fools are in love, want to be together, who am I to say, no, break up. Do it. Do it. So that way, when you do leave on your own accord, you can't say it was anybody forcing you to not be with him, and it was your full decision. You tried it out, it did not work. Charlena is 6 or 7 months pregnant at this point in time at the reunion, and she just went live for like almost a damn hour the other day. It was so boring. It was so boring. I did not post it. Okay, but she's due in July. Okay, they know what they're having, but they haven't announced it yet. They'll be announcing within a couple weeks or so. And she was, he's amazing. Oh, this is great. He's not. And you can't tell me any different. You can't, okay? They really did come here as a united front. We are engaged. We are having a baby. And no matter what anyone say, we're going to make it be a positive. Okay, if they say Otis was lying, well, he used to lie. He doesn't lie anymore, though. If they say Charlene like Chris, well, she used to like Chris, but not anymore, though. They took everything that happened during the season and made it seem like it wasn't what we saw. Everything was different. But again, she loved that man. And she gonna feel that man until she's ready to go. But that may be never. Now, they bring up how they both were fully aware that she was pregnant during filming, especially the scene when they filmed him proposing. She got pregnant during the scene while filming the show. But again, she said, I was pregnant. We knew when when he proposed. I was having a whole bunch of morning sickness that day, so we knew that. And they both said how they both knew they wanted to be together, but not because of the baby. It's hard to believe that because you knew no other adopted at that point in time. You can't say I didn't think about the baby at that time because there was a baby that had to come into the equation. So anyone who says, well, we made this decision and we did not make the decision based on her being pregnant, you're a goddamn lie. Because in every decision as a parent, you always think about what's best for the baby. What you want. Okay. Now again, Chris and Milan was there. You know, she went on multiple days with Chris. He went on a couple of days with Milan. Now Chris brought up how for him, he knew him and Helena, liked each other. But he said, I was also fully aware that she was drawn to, still connected to Otis, and she did not want to do anything to disrespect that relationship. Anyone watching the show and seeing her and Chris, she liked that man. She may not want to leave Otis for him, but there was an attraction to him, and we all synced it. Okay, we see it our damn self. And Otis then said, well, I had no fear that there was any kind of connection between Chris and Charlene. Well, because you're crazy and you're a liar and you're delusional. Okay. And then Charlene brings up how for her, Chris was cool. He was cool. But my main focus was always on Otis and our relationship, which could be true. Your focus was on you and Otis. However, your coochie cool, on the other hand, was attracted to Chris. Okay, because you told us out your own mouth, I would sleep with him. Meaning you, and that does not mean that you were not still trying to figure out your relationship. But your coochie had a connection to Chris. I think a lot of women's coochies had a connection to Chris. It's like we're not gonna act like that ain't true. Chris has big dick energy. He just does. Ooh, Charlene is a woman version of Otis. I believe that. That's why she broke down in that last session. She knows this is a disaster in the making. And it's weird that they're trying to make it seem as if it's not what we all saw. Look at Chris and look at Otis. I'll rest my case. Look, I'm just like, I hate when we get to reunions and the cast wants to rewrite what we saw, not what we didn't see, but what we saw them say out their own mouth. Yep, her coochie chew, okay? Her coochie coo. It was what it was. And for her to act like, it wasn't what it was, it's like, come on now. Look, I don't even think he's using the pregnancy to trap her. I think she's happy to be there. I don't think that he got her pregnant on purpose. I think they both got pregnant on purpose. I'm not just blaming him. I'm blaming them both because she is staying there because she wants to be there. That's it. And it's like we seen parts that we can't act like we ain't see. It's crazy. You can't fool me, okay? So, and the fact that Chris sat there and really didn't care about what Charlene said or what Otis said because he knew what her coochie said to him. Okay? He knew that. Now, Milan brings up how for her, because Egypt made it seem like, okay, Milan, you and Otis had this connection. So she's like, we? She's like, well, no, I feel like Otis, we didn't really hit it off as well as people thought we did. Like he was more to me than I was to him. This is where I said Charlena and Otis is on full-fledged, no stops ahead, no stoplights, no stop signs bullshit. It's full on go for BS. We saw the show, okay? We saw Charlena react to Otis telling her about those DMs and her being pissed because, as she said, she didn't know. We seen him admit to having conversations with her, behind the closed doors or whatever. We seen Charlena tell us how she was upset because their agreement was to have conversations about the dates, and Otis wasn't doing that. She felt like other things had happened that she didn't know, and then she kind of find out he had been DMing with Mulan, and she did not know that. We seen them both admit that on the show during filming. I want to reiterate that both Charlena and Otis made that known. So when Mulan, because again, the point of a reunion is to discuss what happened on camera and what could have happened off camera to get it all out there. That's the point of a reunion. If you do not want to address the shit we saw, don't come to the reunion. Don't come on the show. When Mulan brought up after her first date with Otis that when she got home for the date, that he sent her a DM. Now Charlena, then that's not true. That isn't true. That isn't true. So she couldn't even hold a conversation with him. She was boring. She was dry. And Eden said, "How do you know?" Because he told me. I saw it. You saw. Y'all. This is the thing. Y'all, you didn't see their date because you weren't there. And to make it seem like all of a sudden he was so open and honest with you that you knew it all. When you told us during the season he wasn't doing that. But now after filming, you gonna say, "Oh, that ain't true. She lying. She trying too hard. She couldn't even hold a conversation with him. She was boring. She was dry. He showed me the DM and he told me how the date went and everything." Again, on the show, Charlena, and I don't want to upset a pregnant woman because I don't know if she makes sense or whatever. Charlena, you lying. Because on the show, you said he did not talk to you about the dates and that upset you. That made you feel like something else was going on. You then told us, out your own mouth, pregnant and all, that, oh, something going on. And when he told you he had been DMing her, you got pissed and acted a plum fool. Y'all damn near broke up. And I feel like that must have been around the time she found out she was pregnant. And that's why they then chose to stay together and keep filming. Okay? Everything Mulan said about Otis, he did that shit. And you can't tell me different. You can't. And this is the gotcha. If Charlena know that and she wants to stay with him, that's cool. Because that's her life. That's her life to live. However, don't come on the show making it seem as if we are crazy and like Mulan is a liar because your dude lied to you again. Mulan didn't like how Charlie came for her as she wasn't good enough for Otis to be into her. And he was. He was more into Mulan than anyone else he went on a date with. Anyone else, he gave them no attention. She was the only one who got some attention from him. The only reason he chose not to bring her back towards the end of the season was because he knew they had been talking more than they were supposed to. That's what's crazy. And I'm like, you really tried to sit up here and make us seem like we insane. We saw the damn show, okay? What the camera showed you and what wasn't cut out the filming. Mulan, you did what needed to be done. She will apologize to you in a few years. You know what? She don't even have to. He's her burden now. Yes, and this was a warning situation, and she wasn't listening. She wasn't listening. This is why Chris was laughing because they was acting like clowns, and he knew, because he's like, I don't even have to feed into this shit. Because she lying, he lying too. Had Charlene never said during the season, hey, I know he hiding something. I know because he's not telling me what happened on them dates. So I feel like something else happened. And when he then said, oh, well, I did DM her. She said, I told you, I knew it was something, but not on the reunion show when Mulan said he was DMing me, he was texting me, there were conversations, him coming at me, like to get with me. It was. And even if that was only to be petty at Charlene, he still did that shit. You hear me? And when Charlene kept like, you're wrong, you're lying, you're lying. No. Girl. And when she then said, I hope you happy with yourself. I said, no, bitch. Not bitch. I'm sorry. I'm not. So nice. No, chick. We hope you happy with yourself because you trying to make her seem like she's a homewrecker. Y'all came on a whole show to date other people. So there's nothing for Mulan to be unhappy or happy about. The point of a reunion is to address what went on during the season. And it's insane. And when Mulan, like, look, I'm just trying to tell you, woman to woman, what happened. Like, he was in the DM text. Now she was then reading the DM text in the text of him flirting with her. He goes, man, I don't even talk like that. You know, that ain't even how I talk. You know, I didn't do. Man, look, I don't trust no man who cannot look me in my eye when saying what went down. Otis looked everywhere but right. Okay, he looked everywhere except he was not looking Charlene in the eye. He wasn't looking Egypt in the eye. He wasn't looking Mulan in the eye. He was looking around for the truth or the lie. Okay? Okay. And I believe Mulan, but she was too pressed to make her point for someone who was for the Otis. But this is the thing. This is the thing. It ain't about her feeling him or not. It's about how they try to play her during the season. And on the reunion, you're supposed to come around here and say what happened. So I don't think she was trying to get with Otis. I don't think she cared about that. But don't make it seem like I wasn't shit when your man was actually contacting me. And you're telling me I'm lying and I'm not. You're then making up shit saying when she said he showed me the text as they came in. I said, how? How? If you told us you did not know they were DMing each other, when did you see any messages coming in? They had already DM'd, which means he had already deleted shit he did not want you to see. And so that's what Mulan said, no, look at my message to see the full conversation. And even if you still want to be with Otis, cool, but don't make it seem as if she's lying because your man is still embarrassing you. That's what got me pissed. You're on the stage pregnant with this man baby and he's still embarrassing you, but you tried to then embarrass Mulan and she didn't do shit wrong, sis. She did not. Your dude did. The minute he would DM her and he knew he should not have. That's on bullshit. That's on bullshit, okay? And Otis and Charlotte, like, she's lying. We don't believe anything she's saying. You know what I'm saying? I know what I saw. And I was like, no. And I'm like, Mulan is telling you stuff that happened off camera. That's what she's doing. And to make it seem like, oh, she wanted a moment. No, y'all want to look like the show made y'all be a troublesome couple and y'all not. Y'all good. Whatever. It was embarrassing because, again, playback tape. Even if Otis and Charlene had these amazing happy moments, we still know the moment you telling us he did not tell you about his date with Mulan and you knew something was up. You then told us he embarrassed you by telling you in front of everyone for the first time that he was DMing. So my thing is, okay, cool. So y'all were lying during the season? Did you and Otis make up the lie that he never showed you the text just for drama? Because that's the only equation I can think adds up. If during the season, if you said one thing during the season and you're now saying something completely different, it's because y'all lied during the season for drama. And now y'all want to make it seem as if no, the whole time Chris did talk to me. I'm not Chris. Otis did talk to me. He did show me the text or the DMs beforehand. Nothing. It's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. Chris was crying because they tried to play him, but he knew he could still get it right. He could still get her pregnant and all. You know what I'm saying? He could still get it. I don't have to fuss with y'all about nothing. And I think he knew what it was. I think everyone did too. That's also why Charlene and Otis didn't go too much at Chris. But Mulan, like, nah, bitch, y'all ain't gonna play me like a soybean burger. Not today. Not on TLC time. No. Period. And it was so aggravating that means Charlene and Chris set up to lie during the season. They made it seem like, oh, let's act like he isn't talking to me. Let's act like he did not tell me about the DM. Because that's what y'all said on the season. So y'all made that shit be dramatic. Y'all made us think y'all had issues. Y'all did that. Because on the stage right now, y'all saying you knew it all. So either way it go, y'all are fucking liars. Boom. Points blank, period. Now, this was for sure a he said, she said situation. It would not have been such bullshit if Charlene did not say, he showed me the DMs as they came in. He told me all this stuff. If she didn't say that, it would have been a he say, she say. But because Charlene's story is different now than what she said out her own mouth during the season, Charlene and Otis are liars. One way or the other. Y'all either lying here on the reunion stage or y'all was lying in the confessional and in the group sessions. I don't know which one. What I do know is y'all lied all season. One way or the other. Okay. But I'm leave that be. Now on her IG, okay, Charlene's, she posted, a clip of them with these comments. She first said, can't nobody convince me of anything. I don't care about what was said and allowed at the reunion. The DMs weren't deleted. I saw everything. I saw the messages, baby. The fight was too hard for someone you don't know or care about. Please stop. First of all, we aren't even allowed to have our phones in the studio, but okay. The producers allowed that or perhaps enticed it. I was watching the messages as they came in. So as she said out her own mouth, she was watching the messages as they came in. So the equation 2 + 2 is 4, and 4 is a liar. You're a liar. Because during the season, you told everyone you did not know. You were pissed off because he told you there and you did not know. You look more stupid. Because now you're trying to save face for a man who was lying to you then. Or you was lying then and you being dumb now. I don't know. Either way it go, it's on some bullshit. Okay? And when someone say, hey, look at my thread of messages because he's lying to you, even if you want to work it out with him, you owe it to yourself to see why he lied to me. What was he saying? Let me see if it's really DMs. Is it? I don't want no screenshots. No. Put me in the DMs and I can see the shit. Let me see what you have. Let me see that. Point blank, period. Yeah, okay. Did she see text messages though? She didn't say if she saw them. She made it seem as if he wasn't texting her. He wasn't texting her. Charlene is a fool. A whole fool. Now, 2 little comments in saying for her, I felt like she was used for that and it looked stupid. Charlene, in my opinion, looks stupid, not Milan. It's easy to blame Milan as the one to look dumb because you want to make it seem as if I'm the woman, I'm pregnant, I'm engaged, I have him. She looked dumb for trying to fuss with me about him. It's the reunion. That's what the reunion is for. Now, someone asked her a question about, okay, what did the DM say? Okay, and she ain't gonna answer that. Okay, so what were the messages about? Because again, you said all this shit, but you never said what the DMs were about. And her response was, you know what? I'm not gonna call out sis like she did. I wish her the best, and I hope she can heal and be happy. I know she has had a rough relationship in the past. We all have, and I hope she can find peace. And I'm like, that's you being, you know what I'm saying? You being messy and petty right there. How do you know that lady business? How you know? Unless her and your man was talking. How you know, sis? How? So Charlena tried to play the sweet innocent role, and that ain't what it is. She's out here defending him and his bullshit, and they're trying to drag Mulan as if she's the messy one, and she isn't. The producers brought her back because of what he did. The same way last season, they brought Kai because of what old boy did. You can't. It's weird. They come on these shows and they don't want to really, address what happened on the show. Look, if you do not want to rehash what happened during the season, there's no point in coming to a reunion. The reunion is literally about we have to rehash the bullshit, and that's what it is. That's what happens. If you don't want, you can't come on a reunion and want to rewrite what we saw. It's one thing to say stuff was left out. We get stuff can be left out, but the shit that was left in for what you said that happened. Okay. Take a moment and like the video. Because liking is the thing to do. Kenneth and Shorty. Kenneth and Shorty. Whew. I will say for the whole season, not that I was torn. However, I did in my reviews hold them both accountable for the parts they played in each episode. With this being the reunion and the full season playing out, we all have a greater view of the dynamic between Kenneth and Shorty. And while I will never make it seem as if Shorty is innocent and some little things going on in her life, Shorty 100% isn't wrong for why she came on the show. Shorty isn't the one to blame for all this shit. And the fact that, in my opinion, on this reunion, Kenneth was a sweaty, drunken mess. Not like he was sloppy drunk. However, you can tell he had something to drink. And he was hot and sweating because the liquor was coming out his pores. And it's aggravating that Shorty had to go to such lengths to just not be with him. And it's sad that she has to keep explaining it was hard to leave him because of his actions. And Kenneth is a whole person who needs therapy, deep therapy. Because one, he don't understand leave me alone. Two, he don't understand he's taking too much. And he need to kind of fuck down. Shorty's only mistake was staying as long as she did. But at the same time, it's almost like what choice does she have? You know what I'm saying? And I'm trying to tackle this very delicately because I don't want anyone to feel like, oh, when Shorty would go off on him, it was, the 100% right thing to do. I think, there were times where she could have been a bit nicer, but I'm like, at the same time, she didn't have to be that way, because she should not have to go through all of this just to break up with this man. And I think that's what folks are not fully acknowledging, that she felt like the only way to be able to get away from him, to break up with him, was to come on the show where he can get some therapy, date other people, and let her go. The fact that we haven't really even acknowledged that that's the path she thought she could take just to be able to be rid of him safely, to where she didn't have to worry about him, stalking her or whatever. Now, his feelings about her down talking him are true, but I also feel like it could have been because she wanted him to leave. Like, nigga, you ain't shit. Leave me. And he didn't. And it was a very toxic relationship. And it aggravated the fuck out of me how Dr. Nicole, and mainly Egypt, who was the one narrating this shit, between all the people, really allowed Kenneth to be a complete jerk asshole to her, to Shorty. And in each time was still only push Shorty to be held accountable. And I'm like, what the fuck is wrong? What is it? What are we on Earth? I'm confused. I'm very fucking confused. Now, Shorty says how they have not talked since film stopped, but that he called her every day for 4 months, to where she had to get her number changed. Now, again, remember, Charlena is 6 or 7 months pregnant. So again, the whole time, this fool kept calling her. And now that's crazy to me. She also brought up how she had to block him on all social media. So at that point in time, he would send her emails of crazy shit. The fact that she's telling them this is what he was doing after the show. Can y'all imagine what he was doing during the show? That was bullshit to me. And you're a liar. You out here, you manipulating people. You manipulate everything to fit your narrative. I'm like, Kenneth, you are showing us the actions that she complains about. And the fact that all she had to do was allow you to show people who you were, and people were still focusing on the times she, called him out. That was crazy to me, that women on that stage could not support her, and her saying, I'm going through some bullshit. And his notion that, she tried to make me seem like a bum, when we met or whatever, but she wasn't making that much money. She had like an old car. She begged me to come and move in with her, and go 50-50 in the bills or whatever, because she wanted a man. And I'm like, when this fool said he sacrificed to move into her house because he was weak for her and he was drawn to her, but he lost himself in the process. I'm like, sir, no. You on bullshit. And then when Shorty pointed out, I never said he was a bum. I never even said he did not work. My point was, he didn't really have the ambition to be better. And when Egypt then said, well, sometimes we say things without saying things. I'm looking like, why the fuck, Egypt, are you defending Kenneth? Why are you trying to make him believe he's rational in his irrational thoughts of how she depicted him? And that's insane. And when Shorty brings up, I never spoken about how much he made ever, but he continually spoke on how much I made, which is crazy because he only know that because he was always stupid to my financial stuff. And she brought up how he tried to take, I think, $2,500 from him. And then Egypt replied was, but you stayed? I said, bitch, really? Anyone who sit and hear a woman explaining how a man who was damn near double or triple down their size Because Shorty is itty bitty 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 bitty. He's huge compared to her. So for anyone to sit and hear what she's saying he was doing, and no one is validating her feelings of being scared, or even as frightened, or just uneasy around him based on what he did in the past. And I don't think she ever said he's always been this way. He grew up or he built up to being that way. But the fact that Dr. Nicole and Egypt never acknowledged, validated, supported nothing. They continuously went at Shorty to make things easier for Kenneth. And I just don't know why. I have no idea why it pissed me off. It really did piss me off. Mainly because they didn't have that same reaction with any other couple in any other season. That's what's crazy. I seen someone say that somebody said they're male identified. I don't think that I don't use that phrase here. And because they haven't done that before in prior seasons. So that's not true. We can't put male identified because someone didn't do something one time when that's not their usual action. That's why so many people are shocked, because in prior seasons, Egypt or Dr. Nicole have always held both people accountable, except this one time. So I'm not going to put that on them. I don't even use that language. You know what I'm saying? People are people. However, in this situation, they was on bullshit. Yeah, Shorty wasn't rude. She was fed up. Big difference. Big difference. I agree, Tracy. They were mad at her because she used Shorty to get rid of Kenneth. But, this is the crazy thing. When Egypt punk ass said, so he did all that or whatever, but you stayed. And she said, look, when Shorty said, I dropped breadcrumbs all season that I couldn't leave the relationship without consequence. And she did. She kept saying little shit all season. And no one, picked up on it. No one cared, truthfully. That's what it was. Because she did. And again, she dropped little shit. And my thing is, even if during the season no one picked up on it all, once you watch the full season at a reunion, you're supposed to have a better understanding because you've then seen it all play out. That's how, for me, I'm looking like my reunion review is different than per episode, because I have a full vision of everyone and what happened, plus some, some IG shit. It's more of you have more of an idea of what all happened. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy that when she said that, no one even validated that. Why didn't production play back those clips of her saying this shit all season? And when she brought up how, when I left him before, he went to my job website and trashed me online. Man, she lied. And she lied. I didn't do that. You know what I'm saying? She a clout chaser. She's a clout chaser. Egypt then asked, well, why did you come on the show? Asked that to Shorty. And she said, look, the point of it, because her point was, if you was going through all of this or whatever, and you wanted to be out, why come on the show? And she had the best response. Like, the show is about either putting a ring on it or breaking up. That's the option. I made a choice to break up, but I wanted him to get help. I wanted him to see there other women he can be with, or whatever. I wanted that. We can see if he got the help or not, but I made the choice to break up with him, to make it seem as if you should only come on the show if you want to stay together. I thought the point of the show was about people who were ready to leave one way or the other. That used to be the point of the show. One person is done with this shit and want to leave. The other person really wants to get married and be together. Okay, what we gonna do? So her point was true. I came on the show for what it was supposed to be. That was crazy. I was like, y'all out here on bullshit. Kenneth then bring up how Shorty will use me for dick, you know what I'm saying, in the past. We will break up. Everyone uses their ex for dick. You know, until you get new dick, you know what I'm saying? You go back to the old one. Like that's not nothing new. That don't make ain't nothing wrong with that. Look, that's a whole different scenario. Now you can't use it for dick and want to get back with them now. That's not but again, that ain't no big whoop. People do that all the time. He then said, and she begged me to come on the show, you know, telling me is to work on our relationship. She tried. She tried. But however, you didn't change. You didn't change at all. Had you been different, had you been better, she might have stayed with your ass. That would have been dumb, but it could have happened. Okay? But to bring up, you know, she used me for dick. So what? So what? Everyone, well, just about everyone, has someone who they use for sex. Okay, Kenneth, it happens to be you. That does not make you a good boyfriend. It makes you a good dick giver. Okay? That's it. Right. He is 6'3" and probably has crazy. It's probably amazing because he's nuts. And she was smart for using the show. And they helped her look like the villain. It's crazy that they want to have this shows to help the couples, blah, 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 blah. And the one time you have a woman on the show who's telling you, hey, it's some bullshit afoot, I want out. Either help him or I'm going to leave. Also help me. It's some bullshit. Made me mad. And when this fool did say, you know, she begged me on the show, you know what I'm saying? And this and that. And then, you know, because I'm attracted. Look at me. I am destined for greatness. Kenneth, you are destined to be a poster child for mental health awareness, getting better the days go on. And I'm not saying he's not destined to be great until Kenneth can address his fucked upness, until he can address he needs to do better. He's not destined for greatness. I can't see anyone who would see him on this show and then say, you know what, let's book him. Let's have him around here. Right. He said he learned a new word. Emasculated. I learned a new word. Well, sir, stop it. You on bullshit. And it was so aggravating because Shorty had to sit there and fully defend herself all season. Period. All season. I was like, I just can't. And the whole time, Kenneth sitting around there. Kenneth, honey, is yelling and cussing. Not well, he's being extra, yelling and this and that and blah blah blah, going off in his own way the whole time. And Egypt then turns and asks Shorty, why bring him on a show to humiliate him? I'm like, bitch, what? When Egypt asked why bring him here to humiliate him, I said, are you fucking serious? Are you serious, Egypt? I was like, who made these questions? Who did it? Was it Kenneth? It had to be Kenneth. Because I don't get it. She did not humiliate him. He did that to himself. If anything, she humiliated herself by showing folks what she was putting up with. Because she's getting more flack than he is. That's what's crazy. I said, this is insane. And Shorty, to look, at the end of the day, I should not have to come on the show to break up with anybody. I should not have to have him stalking me. I should not have to get security with me. I should not have to do any of this to leave and be done in a relationship. And for the first time for the whole season, Egypt then says to Kenneth, you can't do this, right? You can't be stalking her. Basically, you need to leave her alone. My thing is, why didn't anyone say that earlier? Why are y'all making her be more accountable for his fucked up actions? I'm like, I don't know how to say in another language, kiss my ass, y'all on bullshit. It was dumb. It was insane. It was stupid. They then bring out their dates. We had Myasia, Hollywood, and Tavy who came out. First of all, Tavy looks good, and so does Myasia. Hollywood just looks like, an actor to me. I can't take him serious. Um, and I felt like no one was trying to. One, no one is dealing with anybody else from the show. Let's say that, what I'm saying. Hollywood, we know, has a whole other girlfriend. Tavy and Shorty are not talking either. And while Myasia did say she did feel like she had a true connection with Kenneth, you know what I'm saying, because they're both Geminis. And she's like, I think he's the male version of me, so I kind of get him more than other folks do. However, Kenneth has a lot of work on himself to do before anyone can be with him, including me. Okay. And when she said he's missing a bit of guidance, I'm like, when she know that man missing 4 screws, you know what I'm saying, from a toolbox. Okay, he's a whole bunch of crayons short of a full deck. Okay, he can't play spades with no hearts. Look, full of shit. Okay, and your Hollywood gonna say, "Hey, yeah, baby, I want my money back for that necklace, baby, or whatever." I was like, man, look, that man ain't got no money to give you. Leave that be, because it's on bullshit. But again, I'm like, it was just stupid, just stupid. Let's see, Myasia could have not said nothing. Now people are gonna think she's just like Kenny. No, I think Myasia made perfect sense. I think Myasia's point was like, I get him. However, that nigga need help. He need therapy. I think she made it clear. I'm not gonna say, he's a horrible person, but I'm gonna say he need Jesus and a therapist and some more Jesus and some more therapy, maybe some pills to calm him down. I'm saying he needs a lot of things. I like that she was like, I did have a connection, but she also said in her own thing how I didn't know all the background, stuff that was going on. That was going on. Like, had I known that, I probably would not have made a couple of jokes that, I made that I thought was just funny if I knew other things that was going on. And it's sad because it's like people are acting like a woman saying, this fool out here being foolish with me. This fool out here being completely done with me. And I think that's what Kenneth had been doing the whole time. And yeah, she confirmed that boy crazy. He crazy because she knew it too. And that's the crazy part about it. That, she even had to go this far. And no one on the show in any shape, way, or form was trying to help protect, assure Shorty she was safe, or just acknowledge what she was saying that she was going through. It was easier for them to focus on the fact, because she came out here knowing that she wanted to leave him, we don't have to help her because she's trying to leave him. But y'all not addressing the toxic shit she in. Y'all then made her feel like she didn't matter. The fact that she had to bring security with her to the reunion speaks volumes, because usually on these shows they have security, but she knew I can't trust them because they didn't want to they didn't want to acknowledge my feelings, so I can't even trust them to keep me safe at filming. I have to have my own security, because it was crazy. And both Dr. Nicole and Egypt as the hosts were horrible. Egypt, to me, Dr. Nicole was worse because during the season she didn't do shit. She don't really host the reunion. She come in the beginning and she come back at the end, and that's really it as far as we know. Egypt or whoever hosts it should watch the show, be abreast of all the shit going on, to be able to properly, fairly, and unbiasedly have conversation with all cast. Either Egypt did not watch the show or only had Cliff Note versions from, Kendall's mama, and, that was it. I thought ain't no way on God's earth she had any information from what actually happens on the show. I feel bad for Shorty because she had to go this route, and then even going this route, people are still questioning her. The show wasn't set up for that. The situation was sad, but bottom line, both parties need help, and hopefully they will get it. Well, no, the show is about people who are dating. One wants to probably get married to move forward. The other one, like, I don't know. I think I won't leave. That, if you watch from season 1, that was the whole point of the show. If one of the couples come and they're already thinking, I'm basically done, this is our last effort to try to fix whatever, that's valid to me. Shorty said, I came here knowing I did want to leave, but if he can get help, we shall see. He came here and got worse. If this show was supposed to be authentically, you have couples who sometimes want to leave. That's just reality. If the only purpose of the show is for folks to stay together, then don't call it, then don't say in the opening episode, hey, are you going to put a ring on it or walk away? That was crazy. And Shorty said, she's working on herself. She told Takey, I'm not going to choose you. I need to work on me. You know what I'm saying? She said that. She didn't come on here and then try to leave him and get with somebody else. She said, I need to work on me. Yeah, when she said he would call her and say that he downstairs, he called her every day for 4 months to where she had to change her number. And you can't tell me she lying. You can't. Kenneth has always came off that exact way. We've seen it our damn self. He said himself in episodes 1 and or 2 that when he gets upset and you feel like they're gonna break up, he do dumb shit to keep her because he feel like they supposed to stay together. He said that. Again, when you watch the whole season, you're supposed to have a more well-rounded understanding of what they said. And that's crazy. And this is what's more crazy. God forbid that after this show is done and over with or whatever, his crazy ass still do something crazy to that lady. And then it's the, well, I told y'all on the damn show, but no one wanted to help me. You know what I'm saying? No one wanted to do that. And then for him to make it seem like I'm good, you're not. This was by far, in my opinion, the worst season. I hate the way that everyone tries to hold Shorty more accountable than Kenneth. It was a crock of bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And even separate from the whole Shorty and Kenneth situation, I feel like it's a crock of bullshit because none of the major things that we've seen happening during the season were really addressed. It was either swept up under the rug or they kind of lied their way out of being held accountable for what we saw. We seen that with Charlana and Otis, with them acting like we didn't hear them say that man wasn't telling her shit. We had that with let me put my glasses on so I can see. I know I can't see shit without my glasses. We had that with, I'll be on camera for a minute. We had that with Charlana and Otis, who don't show too much boob now. Don't do that. We had that with Charlotte and Otis, who tried to make it seem as if we didn't see what we saw, but we seen it. We seen that with Shay and Alfonso, with her trying to make it seem as if I left because he was honest with me or whatever. He had to do work. Then you left because he was cheating. He had been to cheating recently. So it's like they all want us to like pull the wool over our eyes and not to submit what they went through. And that's what's crazy. I don't get it. I don't understand. It doesn't make any sense to me. Because the season was messy. Her saying she had security was alarming. Because he crazy as hell. You can tell he crazy by how crazy he talked on stage in front of folks. I can't imagine how loose or how more aggressive he probably is when it's just them and no one's filming him, which will be proof for the prosecution later. You know, I am right because he isn't right in the head, and he will be on his IG posts and stuff. This is how I knew Kenneth was a couple too short of a toolbox. Kenneth be on his IG posting for people to follow somebody who does like invest stuff. You give that person $500 and you make 10,000. He then had all these folks who made 10. I'm like, you are you Ponzi scheming? You Ponzi scheming? I'm like, no, I can't trust you. You Ponzi scheming to trick folk watching you on the show who are not following you to this bullshit. And that's the main reason why I only follow folks from the reality shows now. I follow them on a separate page just to see what they got going on. And when the season is over, I unfollow them on my other page. Because I want to be able to know what's going on. Because I hate not being in the know. So now I have to follow them on social media to see what's happening. And then when the show is over, I delete. Because these shows is like one season cast. So like I don't care what they have going on past this. Because again, y'all not, you know what I'm saying, Ryan, the only one I still follow from Put a Ring on It is Ashley from season 1. And she was interesting. But I'm like most of these folks, I don't be trying to. I'm not trying to for what? Just one season. No. And the reason I follow them from a whole separate page is so that they don't know because you don't want them to block you for your commentary or whatever, or you know what I'm saying. So I'm like, hold the page. You know what I'm saying, I can record things, whatever, get information, and then when they done, I just delete them and then move on. So it's just easier that way because I hate shit in my feed that I don't care about. But it was a crazy season, and I'm sure it'll get another season. I'm sure because it's what it is. However, if they don't figure out a way to have couples who authentically want to come on this show and not switch up because season 1 and 2 to me were the best, solely because the couples to me seemed a bit more organic. Even though on season 1 I thought I think it was Michael and Shay. I knew Shay. I think her name was Shay. I knew Shay wasn't gonna leave him. I'm like, if he proposed, she gonna stay. It's that simple. I did think Hollywood and Ashley would break up, and I was surprised when they got engaged at the end, but wasn't surprised when they broke up later. But I still felt like what we saw during the season and what they gave us at the reunion, it matched. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't as if, oh, it's just crazy. It isn't. No. Even for season 2 with Kai, old boy Smoke, from not from Goody Mob, from other people, and Kai it was Kai, Lex, and what's his name, Darian? I don't know, but even that was enjoyable because there was still some real stuff that happened. Even though we found out that allegedly Lex was the one who planned to come on here knowing they was not really in a full-fledged committed relationship, but it was still organic how it all came out. Yeah, Michael and Shay got married. The girls from season 1 are still friends because I follow Ashley, so I always see her hanging out with the girls from her season. Because that was season. Who was the other girl from that season? Her and her dude still together too. Not the couple who left early, but the couple who came in towards after the fact, whatever. They still together too. So the fact that even this season, I feel like none of the cast, none of the women, really hang out and like are friendly and whatnot is weird. It's like everyone came on here for their own agenda, so like it was, it was what it was. So I don't know. Now I want Mike to run off. Right, the dude from Billboard. I can't think what his name is right now. But again, I thought the first 2 seasons were great. This season was a bad season. For many reasons. For the cast, for Dr. Nicole, for even the singles. Some of that was on some bullshit. I'm saying the only singles I liked was Tavy, Chris. I liked Cherie, who was meeting up with Otis, even though I felt like she should have started saying no to the dates. So that was weird or whatever. But I hope if it's the next season, it's not on bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't like it. I don't want it. I don't want it at all. Okay. Anyway, okay. Look, y'all don't know what so in the beginning of this video, I meant for this to be a private, pre-recorded video that I would have premiered tomorrow, and it would not have been this long. But I forgot to put it on private, it went on public, and it became alive. Okay. So I did not plan on being on here this long, so I'm done. I hope y'all enjoyed my review of the season finale of Put a Ring on It. Because again, I feel like the whole season needs a bath, Jesus, a prayer, and some vodka. Okay, that's what y'all need, and that's my opinion. Do not forget to follow me on social media at JayLeesCorner on IG and also on Twitter. Y'all know to make sure that you are subscribed to my channel, to share my video, to like the video. Okay, like the video. I will have my P-Valley review up as the premiere tomorrow. I will be live tomorrow to do Love and Marriage Huntsville, probably tomorrow evening, and whatnot, because I have to get that done, and then back to work, y'all. It's gonna be so different. Oh, it's gonna be so different. No. Okay. Anyway, thank y'all for tuning in. I am Jaylee. This is JayLeesCorner. Until next time, y'all. Peace.